That's right. That's right. They said we wouldn't do it, folks. They said we'd never do it. They said we didn't have the stones. They said we didn't have the life energy. They said we didn't have the gall, but here we are live. Welcome, folks. Welcome to the Dancers Podcast. I am your host, Dan Donohue. Just let me make sure everything here is set up right. We got your questions. They can pop up there at any time whenever you are ready to get in there. And, folks, I'm having a great day. I'm going to be completely and fully honest with you. I'm having a great day. You want to know why? I didn't do nothing at all. I didn't do not a nothing. Okay? Some people might think, oh, that's bad. Oh, that's not good. Well, listen. They can never stop us. We got Max Payne, Jace Acewood, Chad Jeffrey, Tish. Oh, listen here. And I will try to pronounce your name. But just know, you're really giving me a hard time here. Tishibiso Sean Jonathan. Nice to see you. Susan Hardy, hello. Oh, we got our first question, folks. We're right in it. We're right in the game. First, I have to say, let's subscribe, because I'm almost at that nice 10,000 mark, and boy, does that not mean anything. Boy, does that. And I'm bad at self-promotion. I'm supposed to make you think that it means a lot to get to 10,000 subscribers. It means almost nothing. Someday when I get to like 10,000 views per video, oh boy, we'll be cooking. But you know what that's contingent on? Me making better videos, okay? That's not your fault. I'm not putting all this on you. That's on me. I got to be making better videos. Do you understand what I'm saying here, folks? Can you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I put so much pressure on you. Oh, like, subscribe. Listen, I need to make better videos for people to want to like, for people to want to subscribe. Here's a great. We're going to pin our first question, folks. Throw your questions there. That's what the live is for. This one from Daria. On average, how much time do you spend writing every day? Is it all jokes or something else? Well, there's a lot of manifesto writing, I'll be honest with you. I write a lot of manifestos. I write a lot of credos. Just recently, I wrote a number of reformations that I pinned on the front door of the Catholic Church near me. Much like Martin Luther. However, mine were a little bit different. His was more contingent on the Catholic Church following the doctrine that the Bible teaches. Mine was more based on the fact that I think that the uniforms worn by nuns and priests need to be a little bit sexier. But no, when it comes to writing, I really try to write for about 20 minutes a day. I write stand-up for 20 minutes a day, and then I perform stand-up just about every day. So that's kind of where I'm at writing-wise. Okay? A lot of people would say that's not enough. You're probably right. I write a lot of other things. I wrote a book not too long ago that no one will probably ever see, but I'm working through editing it. I like writing a lot. I enjoy it. Luckily, the YouTube and the money that I've made on this and the Patreon and the little videos, that all comes together. And with touring, and allows me the freedom to write more. Like I've said many times before, I've squandered my freedom. I try not to do that. I try to be as on it as possible, so I can write, more silly little skits for you guys. But recently, I've actually been working on doing a longer video essay, which I will be putting out hopefully on Saturday or Sunday, so you guys can enjoy that. It's about stupidity and the idea of stupidity. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, this is good. What is a lesson you learned so far this year? Folks, this is a really good question. Let me just pull up this real quick. So, for a really long time, I basically thought when it came to my career that someday I would be brought into a room that that looks like this. Let me see if I can pull this up for you. No, okay. Nope, never mind. I goofed that up. Anyway, so I thought that I was going to be brought basically into a room where they would be like, "Hey Dan, now we're going to start your career. Now your career is going to start. Congratulations, you did all the prerequisite things that you need to do to begin your career, and now we are going to hand you your career." And I realized that that's not going to happen. I realized I realized I basically am going to have to do everything myself, which I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I think that's actually a good thing. I thought I was going to be brought into a room like this. All right. I thought I was going to be brought into a room that looks... guys, I swear to God, when this works, and it will work, I swear, when this works, you're going to be like, dang, Dan is like a wizard at this stuff. Boom. I thought I was going to be brought into a room like this. I thought that I was going to be brought into a boardroom. There would be every famous person in the world sitting next to me, and they would all go, "Dan, you are unanimously the guy. We're going to give you your entire career. We're going to make everything happen for you." And now I'm just investing more time and effort into doing videos and doing things that I like, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing, and I think that God, you know, guys, I gave it my best shot at this with the graphics, but maybe we're just not there yet. maybe we're just not quite there yet. But yeah, I was very much in this mindset that, like, oh, I'm working for this person to see me and give me a career. I'm working for like, I can't wait to be on TV and stuff, which, hey, listen, it would be nice, but that stuff, you can't rely on other people, is what I realize. You can. It's nice when people are around. It's nice when you can rely on them. But, folks, you can't always count on it. That's what I'll say. That's what I learned so far this year. You got to just do it yourself. You got to just do it yourself if you can. Okay, this is great. So we have a few more. Thank you guys. Please keep showing up in the chat. Keep asking those questions. I will get to them eventually. I promise. Oh, wait. Am I being really quiet? Uh-oh. Oh no. I there's nothing quiet on my end, folks. So if I'm coming off as quiet to you, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. How about this? Okay. It seems better now. All right, great. Sorry. I had an absolute panic attack there. Let's see what else we have. You guys in the chat giving me a dang heart attack. You guys in the chat just want to throw me off. You just want me to not thrive. That's all you want. You want me to fail and suffer. That's all you want in the chat. You want me to fail and suffer. Well, I won't have it. Oh, this is good. Okay, wait. Oh, this is a great question. Thank you so much for this question. What talk show would you like to be on as a comedic guest? I love that question. Some of you might think I would want to be on like a really big show, like Shannon Sharp's show. You know what I mean? That Cat Williams was on and made such an imprint. Some of you might think I would want to be on something like the Joe Rogan Experience with a huge listenership. Some of you might think I want to be on Mark Maron's podcast. Now, while all of those shows would be great, while every single one of those shows would be good for my career to get on, it would be good for, it would probably be fun to be on. You know where I want to be on? I want to get on The View. Get me on The View. You want to know why? I'm going to show up dressed exactly like this, and I'm going to give them what for, folks. I'm going to get up there. I'll say, who is on The View now? Does anyone know off the top of their head even a single person who's still on The View? Whoopi. Okay, it's saying Whoopi is still on. I don't know if that's true. Sonny Houston? Folks, who is Sonny? No offense to Sonny Houston, but who is Sonny Houston? Folks, I have no idea who in the name of the Lord is Sonny Houston. Let's take a look here. Sonny Houston is an American lawyer, journalist, author, and television host. Let me see if I can get this. Don't know why it's not coming up. I can get the video to jump around, but I can't get this window to show up. Oh, well. We'll deal with this in post, folks. Okay. Can we see this now, folks? Let me know in the chat if we can see the can we see the Wikipedia thing here. Folks, send some likes in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Can we see this Wikipedia article? I'm going to go through it right now. American journalist, author, television host, senior legal correspondent and analyst for ABC. And who am I to not know who this is? Who am I to not know who this person is? How dare I? Born October 20th, New York City, to a Puerto Rican mother, which I don't buy, and Rosa Benza, an African-American father. Me? Two milquetoast white Irish people that shouldn't have even been breeding, okay? Who am I to not know who this is? How dare I? How dare I not know the origins of Sonny? Houston began her career as a law clerk to retired Chief Judge of the Maryland Court of Appeals, Robert M. Bell. And you know what I was doing at that age? I was living in a car, okay? Houston left the antitrust division to become a federal prosecutor specializing in child S-word crimes. Look at what an incredible person. What an incredible person she is. She began her television career commentator for Court TV and began using the stage name Sonny Houston after host Nancy Grace was unable to pronounce. And by the way, okay, let's get into this, folks. Sonny changed her name because Nancy Grace couldn't pronounce her name. If you do anything to change your life in order to appease Nancy Grace, you need to take a step back and take a deep breath because you are not in the right job field, okay? Sonny, I'm very sorry. But I mean, changing your name for Nancy Grace. What are we for Nancy Grace? The woman who made her bones going, there is a dead baby in a swamp right now. I think I'm stealing that impression from somewhere. But there is a dead baby. Joy Behar is a comedian. Okay. Joy, I'm sure she's very funny. Yeah, for anyone, don't change your name, but definitely let's not. You know what? Sonny's real name is, okay. Folks, I got on here and I talked a bunch of mess about Nancy Grace. I have to say, oh no. I don't know if I can get that. Asuncion. I wanted, and by the way, I took a big risk. There. And if I got that wrong, I want to let you all know from the bottom of my heart, I really tried. I think it's Asuncion. I can't really look it up right now because the audio won't come out of my laptop. If I got that wrong, I'm no better than Nancy Grace, and I will start coming on my live and going, there on YouTube. There is a dead baby. There, listen, live. I want all of you to find a dead baby. Asuncion. That's what I said. Are you kidding me? Nancy, get in the ring with me sometime, all right? All right, Gracie baby? You think you can mess with me? You think you can tangle pronunciation-wise with me? I don't think so. God, I'm so cultured. God, I'm good. Come on. No, but I'm not very good at pronunciations. But here's the thing. Don't change your name for a dumbass like me. I guess she kind of had to because, you live in a world with enough dumbasses and enough of those dumbasses pronounce your name wrong, you get tired of it, you want to change your name. I guess I understand that. But boy, is that frustrating, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to her. But yes, I want to get on The View. I want to talk to Sonny. Wait, Susan Hardy just said, and listen, I want Susan to know, big fan of you, big fan of your appearances on the live. You've made great contributions to this, but I want to know why do you think that? Why do you think she said? Let me just pull this up 1 moment, please. She would eat me for breakfast. What do you mean by that? What do you mean she would eat me? You think I couldn't tangle with Sonny? I'm going to use her chosen name. You don't think I could tangle with Sonny? You don't think I could have a war of words with Sonny where she talks about how she was a prosecutor, prosecuting the worst of the worst, the most evil people in the entire world? And you don't think I could come back at that with like, oh yeah, well I was doing open mic comedy when I was 22 years old and 23 years old and 24 years old. We could have a back and forth, all right? You think open mic stand-up comedy is easy? You think that's easy? It's not easy. All right? It's not easy. All right, we got any more questions, comments in the chat? I really like that. I like the little tangent. I like my ability to pull up a chat server. What's going on in our heads, folks? I'm telling you, Dan, for the show for you is Big Brother. You are everything they look for. They love funny hunks who are on the verge of celebrity. I wouldn't say I'm on the verge of celebrity. There's a lot of people in the comment section that do not find me to be very funny or a hunk, but I do appreciate that. To the show Big Brother, let me know. You know what? Actually, I want to send a direct message to them. Let me look deep into this camera. Chat, give me a second. You can still add stuff to the chat, but for a moment, I'm going to talk to the people at Big Brother. To the people at Big Brother. I am an artist, first and foremost. Okay? I would never stoop so low as to put my name and my likeness towards something so lowly and basal as reality TV. And I want to let you know from the bottom of my heart, Big Brother, no matter how much you ask, plead, and beg for my presence, I will never go on your show unless you pay me $150 or more. Do you understand me, Big Brother? I will not sell my soul. I will not acquiesce. I will not bow and beg to the powers that be just to get some notoriety. So I want to let you know from the bottom of my heart, I will never, ever go on your show unless you pay me $150 or more. And that's real. And that's real, and I mean that. All right, folks, let's stop lollygagging. Let's stop messing around. Ari has a question. Ari, how do I fix my life, Dan? Ari, I got to say, that's one of the more vague questions we've had. It's one of the more vague questions I've ever tried to field on Dancers. But let's get into it. How do you fix your life? I would go ahead and say you start with the general and you move down to the more specific. A lot of people start with the specific. They think the things that are wrong with their lives are very specific and finite when usually they're pretty big. We go, my problem is I have an existential pull in my body separating me, and do I start a family? Do I work on my career? Do I try to be happy in the short term and let the other things fall into place? I don't know. These three things are splitting. We take it but really, you know what the problem is? You haven't slept in 3 days. So you got to work a baseline, Ari. You got to work a baseline. Get a baseline of sleep, baseline of food, and then we start working on the bigger things. That's not to say that's the only solution. That's not to say going for a walk and getting enough sleep is going to solve your problems. Listen, your problems are probably pretty big. If you're listening to this live stream, if you're watching this live stream, your problems are probably pretty big. But I'll say start there. Big Brother is fixed. Thank you, Susan. Very, very interesting. I love a conspiracy theory on here. Ari, I'll answer both your questions. I will answer as many questions as I can get to, always. But if you add a super to your question, if you add $1 to your question, or even 50 cents, I don't know if they give you the option to add 50 cents, but if you add 50 cents to your question, I will answer it directly next, if that makes sense to everybody. What film do I like? Let me pull up a film for you. Folks, you gotta see this film that I'm about to pull up for you, okay? This is important. Folks, what you're about to see here, that's The God of Cookery. This is a 1996 film, comedy action. I saw it. My friend pulled it up. We were just having a fun, silly little night, and he goes, hey, let's watch a silly movie, The God of Cookery. One of the most amazing experiences of my entire life. Stephen Chow is a corrupt celebrity chef who runs a successful business empire dubbed the God of Cookery. He humiliates other chefs in a culinary competition where he appears as a judge despite knowing very little about cooking himself. Bull Tong, posing as an understudy and conspiring with Chow's business partner, exposes Chow as a fraud and is declared the new God of Cookery, taking over Chow's empire. Ruined, Chow arrives at and by the way, this synopsis is not doing the movie justice. It's a kung fu cooking movie. This is a kung fu cooking movie, folks. And people aren't talking about it. Watch this movie. Watch The God of Cookery. It's very good. I really enjoy that movie. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard of Shaolin Soccer. You ever see that? Shaolin Soccer's great too. Let's pull that out. Look at that. Just look at these images. Now, this is film. Do you understand? Now, this is film right here. This is film at the highest level. We don't need anyone to go, oh, what if, what does this film mean about society? What does this film mean about, socialism versus capitalism? No, you know what we need? We need a film about Shaolin soccer. We need a Shaolin Kung Fu soccer crossover movie. It's awesome. Why can't we just have movies that are awesome? I don't need I don't need to think any more than I already do. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's great. You sit down and you watch a movie, and that movie changes your life, your perspective, your entire concept of what films, movies, and television can be. And sometimes you want to sit down and you want to watch Shaolin soccer. Okay? I mean, what more do you need? What more do you need, folks? Then if you haven't seen Dinner in America, you're missing out on a Napoleon Dynamite 90s throwback. Dinner in America? Is that a movie? Let's take a look here. Dinner in America. Okay. All right. Dinner in America. Looks good. I don't know anyone in the cast. That's a good sign. I know I've maybe seen Mary Lynn Rajskub. Radskub. I've maybe seen her. Let's pull this up, folks. Dinner in America is a 2020 American coming-of-age black comedy film written, directed. Okay, that's a Can we say dark comedy? That's so offensive. That's so offensive to have a movie with all white people and you call it a black comedy. Hey, dark comedy. What are we doing? How dare you? Look at the cast. I mean, folks, we can't. I mean, the audacity. The absolute. I'm pulling up the IMDb right now. I need you all to see this. This is an all. I mean, folks. Honky. All right, we're starting off. Honky. I don't know. These two, I don't know. Honky. I'm not seeing any. Look, I mean, are you kidding me? Are you serious? We're calling this all right. All right. Okay. But and then it's another. I mean, this might as well have been like a parent teacher meeting at my elementary school when I grew up in the whitest part of Massachusetts ever. Let's call it a dark comedy, folks. A black. Someone's gonna get confused and think they're gonna watch like a movie like Friday. Black comedy on an all-white cast. Disgusting. Is that true, Katie? Tell me that's not true. Tell me that's not true. Let me see here. Dinner in America. What's this dang movie about is my question. I need a synopsis, all right? The plot follows a punk rock singer seeking an escape and a young woman obsessed with his band who unexpectedly cross paths. White as shit I've ever heard. The film premiered at the Sundance Festival. Are you kidding me? Plot: a reckless, on-the-lam punk rock singer named Simon goes home with Beth, a girl he met while volunteering at a clinical trial. Have you folks ever, anyone in the chat ever done a clinical trial? I had friends in stand-up who would do clinical trials all the time to make extra money. And for some reason, I thought, like, oh, well, even if they're paying you to do a clinical trial, it probably won't be that bad. I had a buddy lose his hair, like straight up, lose his hair for like months over a clinical trial to make like $500. It's crazy that we do that. Do you folks know like that whole people make like I mean, I guess not I guess you could make like a living off of it, but you can make like a good substantial amount of money just signing up for clinical trials. But the riskier the trial, the more money you make. It's so funny. I mean, it's also very sad, right? There's something incredibly sad about it. But I don't know. I guess you got to make money some way. For me, it's live streaming. Not that I'm actually making any money off this. Well, I literally, just to disclose my funds, I make like 25 cents off these, which is very funny to see. YouTube, they're great. They'll pay you what it's worth. He fires the main character. You know what? I don't think that makes him the bad guy if he fires the main character, because I gotta say the main character is a punk rock singer. I think he deserves to be fired, just right off the bat. Oh, Ari, you were part of a clinical trial, huh? Interesting. Interesting, Ari. What if I found out everyone who watches this live was part of a clinical trial and something happened to their brains and that's why they watch it? That would be cool. That would be very cool. He and Beth's mother begin to flirt, and after he gets caught, Simon lights the family front yard on fire. All right, I hate this guy. Meanwhile, track athletes Derek and Brandon bully the young and awkward Patty, who goes to work at a pet store before. Okay, so I gotta say, this movie was designed for me to hate it. This movie was designed for me to hate it. The track runners are the bad guys. You folks know I ran track. Why are you doing this to me? Did you put up a movie? Why don't we just look up the Dan's Bad movie, huh? Disgusting. You know what? This movie, without me seeing it, I love giving ratings to movies I've never seen and never will see. This is getting a 3 out of 10. How about that? And I'm very sorry for the person who recommended that movie, but the answer is 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Sorry. Any other questions in the chat? The chat's been live today. This is a great live, folks. I'm fired up. This is fun. I'm firing on every cylinder right now. All 2 cylinders of my brain are firing off right now. It's actually about special ed also. How dare you? I was never in special ed. I was in the gifted classes. It just so happened that the gifted classes had a little swing and padded area that they let us play on to stop us from freaking out and attacking a teacher. But those were the gifted. They told me that it was the gifted classes I was going to. Okay? I was told I was in the gifted classes when they said, Dan, we need to take you to this special room where it's just going to be you and a kid who is trying to eat the book, and we're going to teach you both math. Those were the gifted classes, right? Interesting. Oh, Jace. Jace. Jace has a glorious question. Okay, let's pin this bad boy. Jace has a crazy golf question, and I have a crazy golf answer. Boom. So, crazy golf. Very important touchstone in culture, crazy golf. Jace, are you talking about the video game, or are you just talking about mini golf, but it's a little wild? I'm gonna assume for the time being that you're playing miniature golf on a first date, folks. Here's This is a solid piece of advice I'm about to give you guys. Listen to me. If you go on a date where you have to play mini golf with the person you're on a date with, and I'm talking to both genders, or if you don't identify by a gender, which that's fine too. That's not what's important right now. What's important right now is the miniature golf date that you are going on. And when you are going on a miniature golf date, listen to me and listen to me very closely. You win that game by any means necessary. That game will set the tone of the relationship for years to come. Even if you have to cheat, even if you have to yell, even if you have to scream. If that mini golf game drives you to screaming, then by all means open those lungs and shriek at that person because you are 5 strokes down and it's the 17th hole. Okay? Because it's about victory. I'm tired. I'm tired of pretending that games are just for fun. I'm over that. I'm an adult. If you invite me over and we're playing Monopoly, I'm winning. Oh, no, we're playing for fun. No, we're not. You know there's something going on behind the scenes of this Monopoly game. You know there's something going on behind the scenes here that neither of us want to talk about. I played pickleball yesterday. Played pickleball. Very friendly game. 3 people who I love very, very much. 3 wonderful people I was playing pickleball with. I was the 4th. And I want you to understand this. As friendly as the game was, as much quote-unquote fun as we were having, I was there for blood. I will always be there for blood. You will never have an actually friendly game with me ever with anything. That doesn't exist. That's an oxymoron. Okay? It's an oxymoron. So, Jace, let me tell you, congratulations on the date. That's beautiful. Jace said, the guy plays golf, I have no hope of winning. Cheat, Jace, cheat. Establish dominance right away. Cheat. That's what I'll say. That's my advice to you. God, a mini golf. Listen to me. Depending on your ability to have friendly competition, never, ever, ever go on a competitive date until you've had sex with that person, you've met their parents, you've gone through horrible, excruciating life experiences that have gotten you closer. Only then can we play backgammon. If he catches me cheating, yes, blame it on me, Jace. Truly, blame that on me. And also have fun. The whole chat is excited for this date, Jace. Yeah, because listen, people have different levels of competition. People have different levels of competitiveness. I understand some people are able to have friendly competition. Some people are able to just kind of have a little game of tennis, have a little game of ping pong. You just gotta know when you're not one of those people. You just gotta know when you're not one. I'm not. I'm certainly not. If you ask me to play tennis, you're basically asking me, hey, Dan, can I see the ugliest side of you? Hey, Dan, can I see the ugliest part of your beings? Hey, Dan, can I see inside of your soul and look upon the darkness that's in there? That's what you're asking me when you're asking me to play pickleball. Katie Fit 30, have I ever played Othello? The character? I don't think I would be a good fit for that role, to be honest with you. I think, who's the famous actor that played Othello? Let's see. Lawrence Fishburne played Othello in a famous recreation of Othello. Yeah, don't think I got what it takes. I'm going to be real with you, chat. Don't think I got what it takes. Don't think there's just some quality I don't feel like I have. No, the game. I don't know what the game Othello is. Oh. Whoa. There's a board game Othello. Hey, folks. This is a message to all the board game creators out there. If you want to make a board game, don't name it after a damn play that I can't read. Don't if you want me to play a board game, don't name it after a dang book that I can't even comprehend. That makes me mad. Are you looking for an exciting two-player game that's simple to learn but takes years to master? No. Oh, look at the ads I get. Look at the internet. They just know how much I love watches. I do love watches, by the way. That's an AP. What's really funny about the ads I get for watches, because I know enough about I know a lot about watches. I really like watches. These are all like $10,000 and up watches. I think those are all Audemars Piguet watches, which are incredibly expensive. It's so funny that the internet thinks I would even consider buying one of those. Let's close this off here. There we go. Okay. You're looking for Othello, also known as Reversi. Can we learn how to name things? Is the perfect game that has complex strategies but is still suitable for all ages. Whether you're playing the game for the first time or just need to brush up on the rules, we've got you covered. Keep reading and we'll teach you everything you need to know about Othello. So you set up the board. Each player gets 30 discs, 8x8 board. And then you just kind of do mind games for the rest. That's what it's saying. Okay, it's saying here. So the first rule of Othello is deceit, bribery, extortion, violence. Those are the name. That's the name of the game. in the same tone, they're like, to win Othello, you just have to not care about the lives or well-being of the people around you. That's true. If you want to be good at Monopoly, that's definitely the case. Okay, we got a few questions in here. Again, folks, I will try to get to as many questions as possible, but if you want to assure your question is answered, you can send it with a super. You give me $1, I'll answer your question until the cows come home. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. What's your survival plan? All right. So I live in Los Angeles, California. And if something goes down, if it's looking as though the world is going to end, if it's looking as though the missile codes are launched, I have a few plans. So first, as always, it will be to get my the information, right? To get the information that the world is ending. And the second plan is I will die. All right. Glad we answered. Oh, Chad. Come on, Chad. Are you kidding me? One moment, please. Hold, please. We got a hero. We got a hero in the dang mix. Thank you so much, Chad. I know you said I've already answered a lot of your questions. Just know, Chad, you keep that in the bank. So I'm gonna keep note, and if you have any other questions, they're going to the top of the review board. You understand me, folks? Thank you, Chad. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. Folks, we got a hero in the dang mix. Have you ever listened to synthwave music? I sure haven't, but let's pull it up. Let's see what comes up when I see synthwave. All right, synthwave music. All right, I like the vibes here. We got some cool visuals, some cool vibes. That's always good for a musical genre. Also called Outrun Retrowave or Future Synth, is an electronic music microgenre. Is a brewery making this music? That's based predominantly on the music associated with action and science fiction movies, soundtracks of the 80s, while other influences draw from decades of music. Synthwave musicians often espouse nostalgia for 1980s culture in an attempt to capture the era's atmosphere and celebrate it. Interesting. No, I've never listened to it. Let's look up some synthwave musicians. All right, so they look like they're from the future. They look like they're from kind of a dark future. All right. I don't know what this guy's doing here. So see, we have kind of like a fun, like poppy, exciting vibe, and then what the hell is going on here? What in the dang heck is this guy? Hey, buddy, you're killing the vibe. Hey, buddy, you're ruining the dang vibe here. We're trying to have a fun time. You're getting ready for a synthwave party. It's like pop music, Lamborghini, but it's from the 80s, mountainscape with the sun coming up, and then this guy just shows up. He's like, "Hey guys. Hey, are we partying?" And it's like, "Buddy, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I thought I was dressed for this. I thought we were all here to have a good time. I brought my skull outfit for nothing. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy. I feel bad for that dude. No, Chad, dark future. You gotta be general with these things, or people think you're talking about something different. Folks, we got any more questions? I still have a few more minutes with you guys. I still got a couple more beautiful minutes with you folks, and I would love to use them as much as you. Jeff, I don't use the Radio Garden app. Is that an app for radio or gardening? Is it a radio-based app for gardening, or is it a gardening-based app for radio? Either way, pretty interesting. Is it like this is good music to listen to while you garden? Or is it like these are gardening videos that will match your music taste? I would love to know what gardening videos go with Slayer. Oh, Daria, if you love watches, why don't you wear one? I actually do. You know what? Folks, please stay with me. I'm going to leave for one moment to get a watch. Okay, so I love watches. Big fan of watches. I got into them maybe like a year or two ago. I watch a bunch of YouTube videos about them. I'm just very interested in them. And this is Dan's style pick of the year. So a lot of people don't like watches. They don't get into watches. Let me give you a little sales pitch. I mean, when you get into luxury watches, it's just basically a piece of jewelry, right? It's a piece of jewelry that guys can like. That's what watches are. But this is Casio. They made like a retro style Casio. I hope you can see that, where they have the analog face, but they also have a digital reader on the bottom. It's pretty cheap. and it's very cool, and it looks good. So someday I'd like to buy an expensive watch. I think like I'll probably buy a watch when I hit a milestone like 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like I think it's cool to like mark life events with watches. But also, and I can't stress this enough, if you like watches, you are a dork and you can't think you're cool. Which I am. I'm a dork for watches. That's why I like them. It's nice to be into a dorky thing, and that is the dorky thing that I am into. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I garden? I don't garden because I live in an apartment. And if I pulled out the floorboards and I put soil in and I started growing bean sprouts, I feel like my landlord wouldn't understand the whimsy and merriment of that because his heart has calloused over. Oh my God, Jeff. Jeff. That is so funny. Wait, 1 second. 1 second. I got to pin this comment. Jeff, I was literally just watching I was just watching that video. I was just watching Sylvester Stallone is selling his watch collection, and I was watching the video. This is the funny thing about watches, watch collecting, and watch guys. So Sylvester Stallone, big watch collector. For some reason, I thought that like he was gonna go on the show and be like, "Duh, this is my freaking iced out." Because here's the thing: sure, he's rich, but he's also he's an Italian at heart, right? He's an Italian at heart. So I watched the video of him like going over his watches. He's got really good taste. Like I actually like his watches quite a bit. You should watch that video. It really humanizes Sylvester for you. Oh, hey, whoa, Sherry. I would love to give you some dating advice. Sherry, let's go. Sherry donated $2, which gives her the credence of a follow-up question. Sherry, please ask away. I would love to give you some dating advice here on this beautiful, humble stream. Also, yeah, throw some likes on that because that really does help out. Thank you for helping the stream, Sherry. Are you just asking for general dating advice? If that's the case, until you ask me something more specific, let me just say vet. Oh, here you go. Great question, Sherry. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. We're pinning this right here. Why do guys kiss on the first date when they don't plan to call you back? First of all, if this happened to you, I'm sorry. I've had this happen to me. Thought a date went great. Went in for the kiss afterwards and was met with a pair of lips. And I said, boy, oh boy, can't wait to start a family. Then lo and behold, you don't get the call the next day. Or even worse, you get the text message, hey, I just wasn't that interested. And you go, well, what? I think sometimes people will go through the motions of a date, and that you have to be aware of this. So if I'm to give you advice, let me give you this. It's like, enjoy the moment. Try to find as much enjoyment in the date as possible because stuff like this happens all the time. Like, we have a great date, you going for a kiss afterwards, the kiss is great, and then you're waiting for that call back, you just don't get it. It's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate reality of dating, but you have to try to find, like, that's still a win for you, Sherry. Don't look at that as like, I can't believe like that. It is annoying for sure, but it's also a win because you had a good night, you had a good experience. Did things work out maybe the way you wanted to? No, but you also could have been saved from like a bad future later, right? So you got a fun night, you got a kiss at the end of it. That's the win. unless it was a guy whose breath smelled bad or who threw you in his car and drove you to an undisclosed location afterwards. But if that stuff didn't happen, which that is a pretty big if, I would say it might have just been a guy who was feeling it in the moment, and then later on, realized he wasn't as into it. Maybe it's a guy who's seeing more than one person, and he decided to focus on another person at that point. Maybe he's just weird. It's not really important what's going on over there. I think you should focus on what's going on with you. Realize you had a successful date, ended with a kiss. That's good. It's a good thing. But I'm sorry that happened. That does suck. It's always better. It's always better when you get the call the next day, even if you're not interested. Maybe they didn't have feelings happen, which is the case. I agree with Dan. It's better that it didn't continue. Exactly. It's better that it didn't continue. Because here's the thing. A kiss at the end of the day, that's a way of going through the motions, right? But there's a whole nother aspect of going through the motions where someone will get into an entire multi-year relationship with you, but they're just going through the motions. You would much prefer your situation to that situation, right? But it's frustrating. It's part of the frustration of dating that you have to just accept, and it's very difficult. It's difficult to accept it. That's a tall order to give to you. But I would say, why would he do it? It doesn't really matter why. What matters is that it happened, and it's unfortunate, and you should feel those feelings all the way through. But also, don't get too locked into it. Just focus on the fact that you had a fun date, right? I find with most things in life, if you're having fun while you're doing it, good things end up happening later more often anyway. I'm about to play poker, right? I'm probably going to lose $200, but I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on the fact that I'm going to have fun playing. So, Sherry, I hope that was worth it. I hope that was worth commentating on. Do you have any follow-up questions? And also, yes, Jace, good luck on your date. Chad says, that's why I always go all the way on a first date. That way I'm never stuck with a kiss. Chad, you dirty devil. No, I've implemented the rule of no sex on the first date for a while. I'm seeing someone long term now, but for a while there I was going no sex on the first date. Did it hold up every time? No, but I do think it's a decent rule of thumb. Not getting any follow-ups from Sherry. Sherry, you still have the opportunity if you have anything that you want to say. But if that doesn't happen in the next 2 minutes, I just want to say, folks, thank you for joining me. This has been the most successful live stream by far we've ever done in terms of viewership, in terms of comments. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. Again, we're going to keep doing this Wednesdays at 4 Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what time it is where you are. Maybe it's the next day. Who knows? But please subscribe. Please join me the next chat. And I really appreciate the help. You guys are getting this information before anyone else is. I'm putting out another video essay. This one is going to be about the idea of stupidity and why seeing yourself as stupid is a bad thing, even though many of us do it many, many times. Sherry, thank you. Thank you for supporting the chat in the way that you have. And by the way, you're supporting it by just viewing it. But I really appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody who's watching this. And as always, please have a good one. Enjoy your lives. Like and subscribe.